Why were they running from the police? You may have seen this comment over and over again under any article related to the police killing of Joshua Samaroo and the shooting of his partner Kaia. I see it as part of this cultural defense mechanism where anytime somebody is killed or kidnapped or assaulted, a lot of us need to alleviate the cognitive dissonance that comes about. This is because we have been told that if we all do the right thing, everything is going to be fine. And if something bad happens to you, well, you look for that. Because the alternative is terrifying. That is the realization that we live in a world that is inherently unjust. And justice only exists for those who demand it and accept nothing less. And I find it interesting that these kinds of justifications are made when the victims are people who look like us. When those who are not black or brown are harmed, they have the privilege of complete sympathy. I just wanted to quickly answer that question. Why would somebody run from the Trinidad and Tobago police? As somebody who has done that in the past. Here's an article that I wrote about it almost 20 years ago. I was minding my business, walking home from work with a bag of takeaway food in my hand, and on a lonely side street, male officers in an SUV pulled over and demanded that I stop. There was nobody around, and my instinct set in, and I fled. And I wrote this article almost 20 years ago in response to the extrajudicial killings by police that were happening back then. And they've been happening since the birth of our nation and in the colonial period before that. These killings are so normalized that many of us cheer when the US military takes the lives of our people in our waters without any kind of process or explanation. And I knew 20 years ago, as I know now, that had I looked different, perhaps a different gender or ethnicity, that my fleeing from the cops could have ended much differently. And many people in the comments would be asking, what she do? One last thing that I find interesting is that when I spoke up about police brutality and corruption under a different political administration, many people supported me. Now, under this administration, same things are happening, perhaps even worse. I look around and they are nowhere to be seen and they are silent. Isn't that funny? I don't think this pattern is going to end until we recognize the shared experience of the collective injustice that we all face.